So I just walked in to Anderson Japanese Gardens. I took the bus from downtown, well, from my house and then downtown, and now here. I could have walked or rode my bike, but it's a little humid today, and I felt like, I felt like using the bus. It smells like hot dogs. I bet you somebody's cooking. I always smell food. Anyways, even if you just walk around the parking lot here, you're gonna find some really extraordinary elements. Architectural design is phenomenal here. I mean, look at these beautiful little trees here. I mean, this is just the outside here. Okay, now I gotta find out. Oh, and I'll tell you what, just being in the shade right now, the temperature drops. Look at these big, beautiful boulders, folks. Visitors must pay admission at visitor center. Okay, so this is for the staff. I mean, just look at this. I mean, it's this, like, just looking in here, it's so peaceful and it's quiet, other than the big trucks going by on the road over there. But it's peaceful, and you know that it's been designed with care and what is that, Zen vibe. Okay, let's continue, folks. What I like about landscaping design is the shapes and the colors and the sizes of things, the scale. It speaks to you without yelling at you like I'm talking loudly. I mean, look at this entrance here. It just invites you to walk in and explore peacefully, even though it says staff only. Okay, so here's the visitor center. I don't want you to see my reflection in the glass there, so let me reposition myself. So this is the garden entrance. This is where you get your tickets. One of the things that I noticed immediately were these chimes, so I gotta touch them. And I'm not wearing my glasses, but I asked the young woman here, where are these made? And she said they're Woodstock chimes. And I said, I had a good feeling they were Woodstock chimes. Told her that's my home area. I don't know if they're still made in Woodstock, New York or not, or Saugerties, New York, or Hurley, New York, but doesn't matter. Good memories. So this is a little gift shop, and I am going in now. Oops, I don't want to photograph people. So we got a little bit of rain last night. We really needed it. But this is the type of stuff that I absolutely love. This is art. This is sculpture to me. And, there's so much to see here today. And I'm only going to videotape just a little bit. But just these little tiny elements. And then you got a little school of dunces right over here. Those are not the very smart people. They get over there. And then the water, the sound of the water. It's very peaceful. It's very hard to replicate nature, but this is really close. I think that if you have anxiety, if you have depression, I think one of the healthiest places that you can be is out in nature. Now, we're in the heart of Rockford, Illinois. This is a suburban, urban environment, but this garden is here. And if you need to relax, if you need to decompress, come out here, or go out to any of the nature preserves or parks, or create your own sanctuary at home. Creating your own sanctuary at home can seem sometimes overwhelming. So I would suggest one of the best things to do is just go out to your nature preserves, gardens like this, and actually sit and feel the environment. Let it speak to you. The young woman that was at the guest desk asked me if I wanted a map. And I said, no, I'm just going to allow nature and the park to draw me in. Look at this little dry creek bed right here. I could look at this for hours. Well, of course, until the mosquitoes start biting me. And And then look at the way the sun comes in, the light comes in, and it reflects on those hostas over there. Light, shadows, shapes, forms. This is a very sensual experience, folks. So I'm talking and I'm chatting right now, but when I get off of this, eventually I will just absorb this vibe. I will basically have Mother Nature make love to me today. You know, when people talk about making love, they oftentimes think it's just a physical experience, and it's not. It's a sensual experience. It's a ritual. Oh, see that little chipmunk? See that little chipmunk right there? Now I'm glad he's here and not in my yard. But all your senses are touched here. They're going to be stimulated. Maybe that's why we call Mother Nature, because she's a goddess. She's curvaceous. She's sensual. She's inviting. She's a temptress. I don't know, but that's how I think. That's all that matters to me, how I think. Okay, so there are a lot of people here today. Very noisy in some areas. But I'm just going to wander. I'm going to let the light, the shadows, the flow lead me. I'll eventually take some photographs too, some still shots. Now these little landscapes like this is just ground cover. But it also looks like little tiny trees, the tops of trees, canopies of trees. This is a beautiful little pond here. I love water, folks. I grew up in the Catskill Mountains in New York, and I used to play in streams like this, even little runoff streams that were just, running during the spring. And we would dam them up, and, the first warm days of May or early June, we'd be playing in there, Play is so important. And there are some children out here, and I really want to film them, but I don't want to invade their privacy. So maybe you can hear them. Let's listen to them play with the sound of the water. We're just going to sneak in here, and we're just going to sit here and listen to the stream and the laughter of children. There's a big frog right there looking back at me. I should have brought my little boat. This is epic, folks. Absolutely epic. I'm so glad that I jumped on the bus and came out here today. Juneteenth, folks. Juneteenth. Now it's going to get very hot and very humid over the next few days. Rockford is hosting its, I believe it's its first triathlon, Ironman. And yeah, it's supposed to be in the 90s this weekend. It's the main triathlon, or the event is on Sunday. Today is Thursday. So I'm really glad that I came out here before it got too hot and humid. It's supposed to only get up into the 80s today. So this is nice. It's very lush and very rich here. I mean, I could bring little dinosaur toys and make, you know, little Land of the Lost videos here. This is really cool here. See, you know, I have a backyard and I'm a minimalist, so I don't like a lot of stuff in my yard, and I don't want a lot of maintenance, to do a lot of maintenance in my yard. And I think a lot of folks out there have, you know, crazy yards and they don't know what to do with their yards and stuff like that. And I think coming to places like this is good for inspiration, but it's also really important to understand that you cannot create these types of spaces in a weekend. These are developed. These take time, folks. So invest wisely and really get a good feel and understanding for your landscape and your budget. Really important.